and welcome back to Crochet at My House. Today we're doing a book video and we thought we'd start off with this series. So this is the World Quake series, books 1, 2 and 3. This one glows in the dark, which is cool I suppose. But we DNF'd this. We didn't even get to these two books. We read some of this one. We thought it was really boring, really amateur. Person actually put in TBH and OMG without even bothering to write the words. We thought that was pretty lame.
Yeah.
And we've read some reviews as well, and that didn't make us want to try any harder to read it. Yeah. So it's been DNF'd. And we also have some current reads, starting off with our buddy read of The Green Kingdom. I am this far in, so I'm at the start of the 5th letter.
I'm this far in. I've just gotten to the 2nd plant.
And it's a really lovely book. Really enjoying this series. And it's really fun reading the book and talking about what we've read in it.
Yeah.
And seeing what each other thought of it. So there's that. And then I'm also reading this. So this is The Book of Free by Lloyd Alexander. Oh, and we forgot to say, this is Cornelia Funk. And this is Scarlett Thomas, in case you wanted to know. But yes, this is Lloyd Alexander, and it's the Prydain series, and I'm just this far in, so I've read the first 4 chapters. If you've not heard of this, you may have heard of The Black Cauldron before, because they made a film ages ago, and it's based on these books. I'm really enjoying it. There seems to be a lot more to the book than there ever was to the film, so that's great. And I really love the artwork on this book. It is really pretty. And then there's this about the book on the back.
Henwin and the all characters look a bit different as well.
Yes, they do. So this is Henwin. This is Taran, and I'm going to say this is Gergie. They look way different in the film.
And I'm reading My Hero Academia School Breeze Part 2. I am this far in. I'm really enjoying it. There are some pictures at the start of different parts.
Cool. Who's it by?
Written by Henry Yoshi. Original story by
Kohiri Horikoshi.
Yeah.
Next, we thought we would show some finished books, starting off with The Eye of Eternity by Maggie Fury. This is the final book in the Shadowlink series, and if you want to hear a in-depth review of this, I will link it down below, because I did a video on the series a wee while ago. It's a really good read. Quite long, but really immersive, and I loved the ending. I thought it ended on the perfect note. Next, I actually read some manga, which I don't do very often. I read the entirety of the number 6 series. So These two are my original copies. They're a little bit yellowed at bits, but they're still perfectly fine to read. And other than some slight yellowing, mainly here, they're in pretty good condition, I think.
Yeah.
Then I also got this one secondhand, which is an old copy. It's a little bit more yellow than mine on top. I think you could kind of see that just there. But it's actually less yellow at this bit than my ones. So that's interesting. And then I actually bought these two new. And they don't have any yellowing as far as I can tell on them. These are the omnibus versions. And this story is by Atsuko Sono. And something I really love about these new copies is at the front of the book, it has a couple of coloured images, which is really nice. So I read that.
Then I read Kiki's Delivery Service by Echo Cadono, and they've got really lovely illustrations in here.
Yeah.
Big ones, some small ones in between, and page headers.
I really enjoyed hearing this story too.
It is quite different from the movie.
Yeah.
But still, I like both of them.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have The Borderers Afield by Mary Norton. And I again love these covers. They're really nice. And there are some pictures through this book every now and again. Here's another one. Really enjoyed reading this. There's a bit on the back there. Would highly recommend that one. And then lastly, I have The Stowaways by Megan Marinette. It has a little map at the front and back, and it has pictures throughout just every so often, and I think the illustrations are really nice.
Yeah, they've been done quite nicely.
Let's see, can I find another one?
They're rather dispersed, aren't they?
Yeah. Here's another one. And if I remember right, there's a bit. Yeah, here it is. The illustrator is mentioned. They also did some other illustrations for other books, such as Robert C. O'Brien's Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, and Kate D. Callio's The Tale of Despero. So that will be why I recognise the art style.
Both books we've read.
Yeah. Moving on, we thought we'd talk about our finished flat books. And I specifically want to talk about this one.
Puzzle Island.
And this is a really interesting book. It took us, 4 days to complete?
I think so.
Because you have to complete puzzles throughout the book.
Each alphabet space around the picture is one name, so the name will be hidden in each space.
And you also have to look in the picture for different animals. For example, on this page, right here is a wolf hidden in the picture.
Down here is a bunny.
Yeah. So that was really, really interesting. And we have some paper here from when we were doing this. So this is some of our figurines. Obviously, if you don't want any spoilers, you could look away from all of that. But that was us doing this book. Highly recommend if you've got a bit of time and you want to do some puzzling with a friend.
Yeah.
Next, I have one of my all-time favourite books. This is Mr. Men Book of Silly Rhymes by Roger Hargreaves. And I always go back to this book. It is funny, silly, and it's rhyming.
Oh yes, we always need a rhyme.
Everything I enjoy in a good silly book.
I have Snow Dog by Julian Powell, which I quite enjoyed. It's a small chapter book.
Interesting illustrations.
Yeah.
Next I have this one. This is the Tartan Trampoline and the Red Shoes. And it's written by Jennifer Baker. The illustrations are quite interesting. And the story was kind of funny.
I've got Cinderella, Disney book. It was quite nice. You can definitely tell how old it is by the pictures.
Yeah. Next I have Daisy Head Maisie by Dr. Seuss. This was a hilarious read.
Next I have Mary and the Riddle of the Phoenix by Joe...
Isn't it Mars?
Marcy. It's an interesting way to do the front cover.
Yeah. Who's that one by?
Joe Todd. Stanton, I think is how you pronounce the name. And the pictures are really cool. They did a good job of illustrating.
Yeah, it's a really nice book.
Mhm.
That'd be like a graphic novel kind of style.
I think so, yeah.
Next I have this. This is John Hammond and Quentin Blake. And it's The Wild Washerwomen.
Perfect for Charlotte.
I loved reading this. It was so funny. And they're a bit fed up to start with, and then when they get to the end they're happy and they're still doing laundry.
I've got a couple of Mr. Men books here. Mr. Silly and the Silly Secret by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Tall and the Big Surprise by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Impossible and the Easter Egg Hunt by Adam Hargreaves. Which were quite nice.
Yeah.
It was definitely funny stories.
Who doesn't like a Mr. Men book? Next, I have a book that we both didn't realise we'd read a book by the same person before. So we've actually read this before and shown it on here. So it was a very similar story, I think, quite possibly. And this supposed dragon belongs with them, and that supposed crocodile belongs with them. So I think they maybe switched them at like the nesting grounds. So this is The Dragon Who Didn't Like Fire by Gemma Marino, I think. I really enjoyed this story. It's quite funny. See, this is why I say maybe switch to the nesting grounds. There's one egg that doesn't look right. And then there's this mouse running away with an egg.
I've got The Camping Adventure by Frank and Carol Indersby, which was a really nice story. Pictures are quite nice.
Next, I have the Oxford Book of Story Poems. So these are all by different people. And there's different illustrations for most of the different poems. Some of them are grayscale, some of them are coloured, but they're all different. There were some really great poem stories in here.
Next I have Five Bears by Catherine Rayner, I think. It's an interesting book.
Next I have Country Companions, Tom Mouse's Disguise. It's all about making some outfits. And it's quite fun and interactive. So it has these half pages that you can turn. And it also has these pieces here where you have to look for the things that are on the picture. So that adds a bit of fun to your story. And it ends with them all dressed up. Who is it by? Written by Iona Tree?
I think so. Next I got Alfie and the Birthday Surprise by Shirley Hughes. And the art style for these books is quite interesting.
Yeah, I quite like it.
It's a drawing.
It's kind of a realistic style,
Yeah.
but with more expression.
Yeah.
Next I have Toy Box Bumper Storybook, featuring favourites from the BBC. And it has a lot of episodes that I actually personally remember watching as a kid.
So Charlotte decided to read one of them twice.
So that was kind of fun. Quite liked it. We have William Wellington, Pingu, Noddy, Dino Babies, and Okie Doke in here. So, good selection.
Next I have The Storm Seal by Judy Waite.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
That's a bit of an odd name. More lovely illustrations.
Next, I have The Pirate Hunt by Sylvie Azuri Luton. It's a nice quick read.
Next I have Connie and the Tooth Troll by Daniel Gould, which is definitely interesting to say the least. Papers are trying to come out.
You can tell them what papers that is.
Yeah, I was just going to show the inside first. They've actually got a separate alphabet for the trolls, which is quite interesting.
So it's not actually a page that's coming out.
No. It also comes with this bookmark.
That's nice. And the last book I have is How the Birds Started an Orchestra. And the illustrations in here are really fun. Kind of whimsical drawings of different
Giant
birds.
bird. Tiny head.
And this is by Andy Mitchell. And the illustrator is Anne Wright. Lastly, we thought we'd show some new books we got. Starting off with this one. This is Wordsworth Classics. I almost read that as Mr. M.R. James. Collected Ghost Stories. And it has a lot in here. Here's the contents page.
It'd be great if you were going camping and reading some scary ghost stories.
Oh, there's even a few there. So this should keep us busy for a very long time. But I like the fact that they're short stories. There's the back if you want to read it.
I've got the Utterlies by, how do you pronounce this word?
Mary Hedderwick, I think.
I think so.
The illustrations look lovely.
Yeah.
Doesn't that one have a map?
Yes, it does.
And it looks really cool.
I wonder if it's different at the back.
Don't know.
It's got a different picture.
Cool. And lastly, we have 5-minute recitations. And it's A.B. Harley that put this together. So it's a collection of poems and prose. Look at this. This is pretty cool. And of course it is poems and prose, so they don't take up an awful lot of room on each page. And there is a lot of content in here.
Yeah. Wow.
And there's the last page of contents. So if you want to look up some of those writers or just the poems, you totally can, because I just showed you the content list. And this copy is from 1926, which is kind of funny considering this is 2026. So this is exactly 100 years old. So that's pretty cool. We hope you enjoyed today's video.
And the question for today is,
do you have any 100 or more years old books in your collection? Remember, and like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications every time we put up a video.